Oh my god! Holy sh.
Where are we?
What's up, people? It's Sunday, and as you know by now, Sundays are for driving. So today, I have something really special for you. I have something that nerds all over the world are gonna drool over. Mount Wilson is where Miatas really belong, and guess what? I'm going to be driving the first Miata on Mount freaking Wilson, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Sudeep once described this car to me as extremely stock. So why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
So yeah, it's a 1993 Mazda Miata. I'm one of 3 owners. Basically, my roommate and another neighbor of mine, we all go to school together, and we all put in $500 and we bought this car.
Yeah, $1,500
for
that
this car. So
for that,
I would
yes.
say you're getting a lot for your money. It's pretty much like a go-kart. No power steering, 5-speed manual, no ABS, no airbags.
Sounds just like a go-kart. I'm super excited to be driving this car, and we're gonna go and carve up Angeles Crest and then head up to Mount Wilson and see what it's really made of. We're gonna talk today about what exactly makes the first-gen Miata so special. And it's not just about the way it looks, it's not just the dimensions, not the driving dynamics. It's a combination of everything put together, and it's the way that it makes you feel. And we're gonna try to demonstrate that for you the best we can. So the design of the exterior, really, I think what it comes down to for me is simplicity. The reason why it has gathered such a following is that it's very elementary, and it's what everybody loves about this car is that basically, and it's cliche and I hate to say it, but it's basically a go-kart on the road.
I think it's purity is what best describes what a Miata is, because especially this one where it's got like no electronics, ABS or power steering or anything like that. It just adds to the fact that it's just super you know, raw and pure when it comes to driving.
To me, one of the coolest things about the design of the exterior is that everything you see, all the forms, all the shapes, all the lines, it seems like everything speaks the same language, and it's trying to send the same message of happiness.
It really just looks like a smiling face, and when you look at it, it's really hard to not be happy.
That's true, and we're gonna be smiling when we drive it, so it's gonna be a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and talk a little about the interior. So just like the exterior, you can see that the interior is really compact. It's very bare bones. It's basically everything you absolutely need in a car and nothing that you don't. The packaging regulations and requirements of the early 90s really allow it to be as close as you can possibly imagine for the driver to be to the road. And that's a huge part of the experience of driving this car as well, just being able to feel like you're completely in control of everything that's happening, and it just brings the visceral experience to a whole different level.
You got your hazard buttons, and every button is pretty interesting. This one changes the fan speed, and then when you push it, also has the AC on and off. So they've made that into one simple button, and everything here is just simple you know, sliders, so everything is very ergonomic.
Nothing fancy about it, it's just straight to the point, and that's what makes this car so special and so lovely. Alright, so we're capturing my first real-world experience of driving a 1993 Mazda Miata on the beautiful canyon roads of Angeles Crest National Forest. So much fun to drive. You also have this feeling that the car's gonna do exactly what you want it to. Cornering in this car feels absolutely effortless. It does not feel like you're in danger of flipping over at any point whatsoever. It's very hard to compare it to anything else other than literally just a go-kart, because the feeling of lightness and how easy it is to whip it around, I can't put it into words. I strongly recommend actually driving a Miata to actually getting a feel for how it drives.
I think people's first impression when they see this car is like it's really feminine or whatever. They don't really appreciate or understand what it's about until you drive it.
And that's another part of the experience too. It's just like we talked about the design, the exterior design, the styling. It's so friendly and unassuming and unthreatening until you get behind the wheel and you're like, oh god, this car can really handle.
Like I was telling you before, last time I came on Angeles Crest, we came in with a group with a GT350, NSX, M5. Of course, they had us on the straight, but in the corners, we were able to keep up to a relative point.
Right.
So it really accentuates the point of this car. It's just, cornering is amazing.
You can see so much around you. The visibility is amazing, and that's another characteristic feature of 90s cars that you don't really get to have anymore. You have so much visibility. There's no vague areas, there's no blind spots. You can just literally look down and see 1 foot next to your driver door. In fact, you can probably touch the passenger door from when you're driving, right?
Maybe you can.
You are surrounded so tightly with everything, and the interior not only feels welcoming, but it also gives you this playful encouragement. It's almost like the car is asking you to have fun.
It has so much grip too, so you feel very confident with it.
Yeah. The mechanical grip, again, so underrated. Today, we try to overcome the poor weight distribution of cars with putting fat tires, but there's no substitute for mechanical grip. Alright, so we're finally on Mount Wilson, and I am living my dream. Oh my god.
It's got grip when you want it, and when you, with its really skinny tires,
Yeah.
it's easy to kind of let it loose too.
Yep. You can not be afraid of your tires breaking loose, because you know you're gonna get back control within a fraction of a second, because that's how light this car is. Oh my god. Alright, you gotta drive this too. Alright, Sudeep has never driven the Miata on Mount Wilson, so I figured he would have to experience it before this day is over.
Yeah.
This one's tight. Yes.
Oh my god. Oh, fuck. I need to take this shit slower. You must be scared as f***.
Oh, dude, you can't help but laugh. I came into this trying to see if the Miata would live up to my expectations of it being made for Mount Wilson. And I was expecting it to grip, I was expecting it to whip me around and to be able to give me the G's that a go-kart would be able to. But it's a lot more fun because you have a on-road vehicle that you can whip around on a canyon road without having to worry about dying, because again, your tires ripping loose, it's just part of the fun of it. There's nothing dangerous about it. It's just another cerebral element that adds to the incredible driving experience of this Miata. So for me, that's one more item off the bucket list. Driving the first generation Miata on Mount Wilson Drive. It exceeded my wildest expectations. It's so much fun. It's just crazy. And so that wraps up our episode for this week. I had a lot of fun. I showed Sudeep a couple of spots that I'm sure he's going to come back to.
Definitely.
We're going to wrap it up, and we'll see you next week for another episode. Peace out, people.